I'd done my first ever play, which was an adaptation in English of Pula Deshpande's Tuzaya Tuzapashi. And Vishali was acting in that. And during the rehearsals, I met Vikram for the first time. And I said it last time that when I met him, that was the most depressing day for me. Because since my childhood, my mother and my aunts told me I was a very good-looking child and I'll grow up to be a handsome man. And I sincerely believed that all my life. And then one day I suddenly meet Vikram and I realized what real handsome is and that my mother was lying to me all along. So that was my first meeting with Vikram. And I kept meeting him because Vishali was in most of my plays that I was doing. And Vikram used to come for rehearsals. And he would always come backstage, and whether it was true or not, he would always say it was a good play, very well acted, well directed, and that made me feel good because he was a phenomenal actor. And then after we stopped doing these plays, I lost touch with him again. And then he became the brand ambassador of Doordarshan, Sahyadri. And again we started meeting there. Many meetings because Mukesh Sharma ji used to call us for every function. And I still remember one day I went with my mother for the function, and Vikram was getting down, and I introduced him to my mother, and he bent down and touched my mother's feet. And my mother couldn't get over that for days on end. Everybody that she met, she said, I met Vikram Gokhale, and he actually bent down and touched my feet. He was a fantastic human being. And I think that's what Vikram was, that instinctively he knew how to respect a person and how to make that person feel good. And we kept meeting at Doordarshan functions. Then we did a fantastic program called Dusri Bazu, which was an interview program. And he interviewed people, different people from different fields about things that people didn't know about them. And one of the programs he had called me, and that day I realized that besides being a great actor, he was a fantastic interviewer. Because being a great actor is one thing, interviewing is a completely different art. Not many people know how to interview well, how to just ask a few questions and guide the person you're interviewing. Most people make a mistake about that. And Vikram did that so effortlessly. I was genuinely impressed that this is a man who's such a brilliant actor and he's such a brilliant interviewer. And then I kept on meeting him for different reasons, and he had this fantastic idea to make a film. And he said, Bharat, I have an idea, I'm going to write that, I'm going to direct that, and I'm going to act in that. It's in Marathi, and I want you to do the English version of that. And you will act in that with me. Now, writing in English of that version wasn't a problem for me. I could have done that. But I wasn't going to act with him because I had no intentions of sharing screen space with Vikram, because then my limitations in actor would have been sort of more pronounced. So I wasn't going to act in it. But I said, I'll write it and give it to you. And that somehow, it didn't happen. The last thing I remember about Vikram was a sort of a funny story, because he was like a very disciplined, like an army guy, besides his acting. And I always tell people the story of two of my friends, very close friends. One is Jackie Shroff and one is Vikram. Now Jackie is one extreme. I remember I had gone for lunch with him once at the racecourse restaurant, and one lady came there and said, will you, with her daughter was with her, and she said, can you ask Jackie sahab, selfie denge kya mujhe? I said, I'll ask him. Jackie, she wants a selfie. And Jackie arranges a selfie. He would tell her, Viru idhar aa, ऐसा मत देख, कोई लाइट के पास देख, तेरा चेहरे पे लाइट आना मांगता है, मेरे पास. So he arranges that. The other extreme was this Vikram, who was a strict, he was like an army guy. I was shooting for a web series in Pune, and he heard that I was in Pune, and he called me up and said, if you're free, I'll drop in and we'll have a chat. So he dropped in. At lunchtime, we were sitting and chatting, and one young guy was passing by, and he saw me and said, sir, can I take a selfie with you? And I said, yeah. He took a selfie, and suddenly he saw Vikram Gokhale. He said, Vikram Gokhale, selfie detil kya mala? I said, ask him. So he said, hesitantly, he said, sir, ek selfie milel ka? Vikram looked at him sternly and said, ikde, खांद्यावर हात ठेवणार नाही. तू माझ्या खांद्यावर हात नाही ठेवायचास. असं बोट नाही करायचंस. असं नाही करायचं. सरळ उभं राहशील का असं आणि सेल्फी घेशील का? तर तू असेल, येस सर. And he stood at attention like a soldier next to Vikram and took a selfie. But that's what Vikram was. He had that one great discipline and the army side to him. Maybe that's what helped him in being a disciplined actor. That was maybe ingrained in him. But these are the memories I have of Vikram. So as I said, I've never acted with him. I wouldn't dare act with him. He's not done any plays with me. Because initially when I had met him and I wanted him to do a play, which we were doing Kamla, and we had in English, and we had talked to him, and he said, look, powerful role, but I can't speak English at this stage for a whole play like this, so don't take me in an English play. So we never did anything together, but my association was close because of all these things and because of Rushali mainly, and I'll always miss him. Thank you.